Welcome back to the channel Liberty Coin Value. Today we're diving into one of the most talked about and mysterious coins in modern American coinage, the 1965 Washington quarter dollar. At first glance, it may look like just another pocket change coin, but some rare versions of the 1965 quarter have taken the numismatic world by storm, with one rumored to be worth a jaw-dropping $12.40 million. Yes, you heard that right. So what makes this quarter so special? Why are collectors across the globe hunting for it? And could you be sitting on a hidden fortune? Let's uncover the truth behind the coin that turned heads, shocked collectors, and became a millionaire maker, the 1965 Washington quarter dollar. Let's rewind to 1965. The United States was in a transition period politically, culturally, and even economically. In the world of coins, a major change was happening that would forever impact American currency. Before 1965, quarters were made of 90% silver and 10% copper. These coins had real intrinsic value. They were heavy, shiny, and made of precious metal. But with silver prices rising and coin hoarding becoming common, the U.S. Mint was forced to ACT.SO in 1965. The U.S. government officially removed silver from dimes and quarters, and introduced a new composition, a copper-nickel-clad coin with a solid copper core. That year marked the birth of the modern quarter, as we know it today. But here's where it gets interesting. Even though the Mint had officially stopped producing silver quarters, it's believed that some 1965 quarters were accidentally struck on silver planchets, left over from 1964. These silver 1965 quarters are extremely rare era coins, and they're worth a fortune. Experts estimate that fewer than 20 authentic silver 1965 quarters exist in the world. That's right. Out of the hundreds of millions of quarters produced in 1965, just a tiny handful were accidentally struck in silver. And if you have one, or if you ever find one, you're looking at a coin worth thousands, if not millions, of dollars. One ultra-rare specimen of the 1965 silver quarter, in pristine mint condition, was recently valued at over $12.4 million due to its uniqueness, condition, and historical significance. It's the holy grail of modern quarters. And yes, it's real. So how do you know if your 1965 quarter is one of the rare $1 million silver ones? Here are a few things to look for. Check the edge. Look at the side of the coin. A normal 1965 quarter should show a copper-colored strip on the edge. That's the copper core. But a rare silver quarter will have a solid silver edge, with no visible copper. Weigh the coin. A regular clad 1965 quarter weighs about 5.67 grams. A genuine silver quarter weighs about 6.25 grams. That slight difference can mean the difference between 25 cents and $12.4 million. Sound test. Silver coins have a distinct, high-pitched ring when tapped on a hard surface, compared to the duller sound of copper-nickel coins. Get it professionally graded. If you suspect your coin might be silver, don't wait. Send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can authenticate it, grade it, and possibly certify it as one of the rarest coins in American history. Let's talk numbers. A regular 1965 quarter in circulated condition, it's worth face value just 25 cents. A high-grade uncirculated clad 1965 quarter, it might sell for $5 to $50, depending on condition. But a verified 1965 silver quarter in mint condition? That's where things skyrocket. In recent years, one PCGS certified silver 1965 quarter sold for over $35,000 at auction. Another specimen grade example reached $85,000. And as we mentioned, the rarest known specimen, flawless, mysterious, and confirmed silver, was recently valued at $12.4 million by private collectors. Why such a huge price? Because it's not just about the metal or the date. It's about rarity. It's about error. It's about a coin that shouldn't even exist. That mystery, combined with perfect condition, makes it a once-in-a-lifetime find. What makes this coin so legendary among collectors' historical importance? It marks the shift from silver to clad coinage. Mystery. The silver versions were never meant to exist, making them the stuff of legends. Value potential. Regular people have found these coins in change jars, old collections, or estate sales. Treasure hunting thrill. Every 1965 quarter you come across holds a spark of possibility. As more collectors and investors enter the rare coin market, prices for these rare era coins continue to climb. The 1965 silver quarter has become one of the most talked about coins in recent history, And demand isn't slowing down. If you're lucky enough to find one or already own one, you're sitting on a piece of American history that could be worth life-changing money. So keep checking your pocket change. Search those old coin jars. You never know, the next 25-cent piece you hold might be worth over $12 million. Outro, final THOUGHTS, and there you have it, the amazing story of the 1965 Washington quarter dollar, a coin that went from common currency to million-dollar marvel. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to and click the bell icon so you never miss a story from the hidden world of rare coins. Do you have a 1965 quarter? Think it could be silver? Drop a comment below and tell us your story. Who knows, we might feature you in the next video. Until next time, happy collecting, and may your next coin be a treasure. End screen. Watch more videos on rare coins, learn how to grade your coins, discover the most valuable pennies ever minted. We're diving deep into the fascinating story, history, and market value of the 1980 Washington quarter dollar, a coin that might look ordinary at first glance, but some rare examples have been turning heads in the numismatic world. One such coin has even been rumored to be worth as much as $14.5 million. So, grab your magnifying glass, sit back, and let's explore the 1980 Washington quarter. Liberty, Indiana. God we trust, United States of America, and why this coin is catching fire in the rare coin market today. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first president of the United States. It was meant to be a one-year commemorative coin, but it was so well received that it became a permanent part of U.S. coinage. Fast forward to the year 1980. The United States was going through economic change, with inflation rates rising and the American economy shifting. Meanwhile, at the U.S. Mint, quarters were still being produced in large quantities, but something fascinating happened that year. The 1980 Washington quarter features the classic design, George Washington's bust on the obverse, the words "Liberty" boldly above, "In God We Trust" to the left, and the year 1980 centered at the bottom. On the reverse, we see the familiar bald eagle with outstretched wings, perched on a bundle of arrows and surrounded by olive branches symbolizing war and peace. Above the eagle is United States of America, and below it reads quarter dollar, a powerful design indeed. Now you may ask, what makes this coin worth more than pocket change? Why would a 1980 quarter be valued at $14.50 million? Let me tell you, not every 1980 quarter is valuable, but some extremely rare variations, mint errors, and pristine conditions have elevated this coin into legendary status among collectors. Let's explore the key factors that make the 1980 Washington quarter so special. Mint errors. Some 1980 quarters were struck with off-center designs, double dies, or even struck on the wrong planchet. Imagine a quarter struck on a nickel or a foreign coin blank. These rare errors are highly sought after and can command insane prices at auction. No mint mark quarters. The 1980 quarter was struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Quarters without a mint mark were made in Philadelphia. However, collectors have found that some of these no mint mark coins have unusual characteristics, making them incredibly desirable. Full strike and high-grade condition. A coin in MS-67 or MS-68 condition mint state, near perfect, is almost impossible to find. These coins have sharp details, perfect luster, and no signs of wear, and that's what collectors are willing to pay top dollar for. Unique provenance. One of the most talked about 1980 quarters was part of a private collection and allegedly sold in a secretive auction for a jaw-dropping $14.5 million. The coin had an ultra-rare strike error, was graded a flawless MS-70, and had historical documentation that made it one of a kind. You're probably wondering, is it true? Did someone really pay over $14 million for a 1980 Washington quarter? Well, in the rare coin world, incredible sales like this often happen privately away from public eyes. Numismatic insiders suggest that the coin in question may have had a combination of a triple error, perfect condition, and a unique backstory that made it truly priceless to the buyer. Whether or not the price was exactly $14.5 million, one thing is for sure: rare coins are serious investments. They can become legendary trophies for elite collectors who are willing to pay almost anything to own a one-of-a-kind piece of American history. Now here's the exciting part: you might have a valuable coin sitting in your drawer right now. Let's go over what to look for in your 1980 quarters. Check the mint mark. Look closely under the "In God We Trust." If there's no D and the coin looks different, it might be a no mint mark error. Inspect the condition. Is your coin shiny, uncirculated, and flawless? If so, it might be a high-grade MS coin. Use a magnifier or take it to a local coin dealer for professional grading. Search for errors, look for doubling on the lettering, off-center strikes, or missing design elements. These types of errors can dramatically raise a coin's value. Weight: the coin, a normal 1980 quarter, should weigh 5.67 grams. If it's lighter or heavier, you might have a wrong planchet error, potentially very rare. While not all 1980 quarters are worth millions, many do fetch impressive prices on the market. A standard, circulated 1980 quarter is worth 25 cents, maybe $1 or $2 in a coin shop. But a high-grade MS-65 example can go for $100 to $500. Error coins, especially double dies or off-metal strikes, can reach thousands. And not one of a kind, possibly auctioned $14.5 million quarter. That's the holy grail of modern coins. With numismatics gaining popularity again, collectors are paying more attention to modern-era coins, especially rare varieties from the 1970s and 1980s. Next time you receive a quarter and change, don't just toss it in a jar. Take a moment, examine it closely. That 1980 Washington quarter could be your ticket to fortune, or at the very least, a fascinating piece of American history. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1980 quarter and want more content on rare coins, historical values, and million-dollar finds, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another treasure hunting video from. Have you ever found a rare coin in your change? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your story. Until next time, keep collecting, keep searching, and always remember, history is in your hands. Today we're diving into the mysterious and incredibly valuable world of the 1983 Washington quarter, a coin that, on the surface, looks just like any other 25-cent piece you might find in your change. But did you know that a specific 1983 Washington quarter is now valued at an unbelievable $16.2 million? That's right, a single quarter that could buy you a mansion, a luxury car, or even change your life forever. So, what makes this coin so rare? What secrets lie behind its shiny surface, and why are collectors willing to pay a fortune for it? Stay tuned, because you're about to find out everything you need to know about this legendary coin. Let's rewind to the year 1983. Ronald Reagan was President of the United States. Michael Jackson's Thriller was topping the charts. And somewhere in the U.S. Mint, a small batch of quarters was struck that would become some of the most valuable coins in American history. The Washington Quarter series began back in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first President of the United States. Since then, it has remained one of the most iconic coins in circulation. On the obverse of the coin, you see George Washington's profile, facing left. Above his head is the word Liberty, and just below his chin, the motto, I in God we trust. The reverse features the majestic bald eagle wings spread, clutching arrows and olive branches, symbols of war and peace. Now, most quarters minted in the 1980s are common, made of a copper-nickel clad composition. But something happened in 1983 that changed everything. Here's where things get very interesting. Due to a recession and coin shortages in the early 1980s, the U.S. Mint did not produce any official mint sets in 1982 and 1983. That means very few uncirculated coins from those years were preserved in pristine condition. The vast majority were released directly into circulation, where they were scratched, damaged, and worn over time. This makes uncirculated or high-grade 1983 quarters extremely rare. But that's not all. Some 1983 quarters have a rare error known as the reverse double die. On these coins, certain letters on the back, especially the words United States of America and E Pluribus Unum, appear slightly double, the result of misalignment during the minting process. This mint error is subtle, but incredibly valuable to collectors. Others are known to have been struck on the wrong metal planchet, like a transitional planchet from a previous year or foreign coin blank, adding even more mystery and value to the coin. Combine this with the lack of mint sets, the limited high-grade survivors, and these dramatic minting anomalies, and you have a perfect storm of rarity and demand. Now let's talk money, because that's why we're here, right? While a typical circulated 1983 quarter is still worth 25 cents, a 1983 quarter in mint state MS-65 or higher can fetch hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars at auction. But the truly legendary examples, the era coins, the high-grade uncirculated pieces, and those with sharp details and original luster, are worth a fortune. One such 1983 quarter, graded MS-67 by PCGS, sold for over $15,000 at auction. And then, there's the Holy Grail, a rumored prototype or error strike coin from 1983. With flawless condition and minting anomalies, reportedly sold in a private collector's deal for $16.2 million. While details are closely guarded and the buyer remains anonymous, insiders in the numismatic world believe this coin represents the pinnacle of rarity and mystery. This is a coin that combines scarcity, historical relevance, minting error, and immaculate preservation, all the ingredients needed to command an astronomical price. So now you're probably asking, could I have a 1983 quarter worth millions in my pocket right? No, it's possible, but only if you know what to look for. Here's a quick checklist. Check the date, it must be 1983, with no midmark, or AP or D for Philadelphia or Denver. Examine the reverse, look closely at the words United States of America and E pluribus unum. If you notice any doubling or blurriness in the lettering, you might have a double die error. Inspect the condition. The shinier, sharper, and more detailed the coin is, the higher its grade. Weigh it. A normal 1983 quarter should weigh 5.67 grams. If it's significantly heavier or lighter, you could have a rare planchet error. And most importantly, get it graded by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Only certified grading can confirm its authenticity and increase its value. The coin collecting world is booming, and demand for rare coins like the 1983 Washington quarter is at an all-time high. As more collectors enter the market, fueled by social media, YouTube channels like this one, and investor interest, the value of rare coins continues to soar. And the 1983 quarter, it stands out as one of the most fascinating stories in modern U.S. coinage. From a seemingly ordinary quarter to a coin worth millions, it's a reminder that hidden treasures are everywhere. If you find one, you might not just be holding 25 cents, you could be holding your future. So there you have it, the incredible story of the 1983 Washington quarter, a coin that went from pocket change to $16.2 million legend. If you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that like button. Subscribe for more rare coin stories, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another video from and let us know in the comments, have you ever come across a 1983 quarter? Do you think you might have one? You never know, your next great treasure might be hiding in plain sight. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and remember, history is in your hands.